Xray Vision is a terrible mechanic that ruins games. It's seen widespread adoption by tons of developers over the last decade, so they must think it's good, right? Well, yes, they do. That's part of the problem. On paper, Xray Vision sounds like a great idea. Players can use it to quickly locate things without wasting their time. But the last time I checked, these are video games, not work. And the most efficient way to do something is rarely the most fun. Let's break down these two problems and see how the superpower popularized by Superman is actually video game kryptonite. Oh, that's so bad. As I'm a YouTuber with no actual video game development skills, I feel compelled to criticize game devs on their design choices. One such choice is the addition of Xray Vision to a video game, which I liken to smearing the devil's toothpaste all over an otherwise perfectly good club sandwich. Go directly to jail, do not pass go, do not touch my sandwich. But perhaps addition isn't the best word here. I think implementation describes the situation better. Developers don't simply drop in Xray Vision at the last minute to a finished game. Many times, it plays an integral role in the game's level and world design. Though not the first series to use the superpower, Assassin's Creed popularized superhuman sight in games with the Eagle Vision mechanic. In the first game, you can only use Eagle Vision while standing still. It isn't available all the time, and it serves mostly to show you where your next objective is without having to open up the whole map. Importantly, Eagle Vision is explained in the lore as a power passed down from an ancient civilization of powerful beings known as the Isu. It allows its user to sense how people and objects relate to them. For instance, enemies have a red aura around them, and allies appear blue. I think this is a balanced way to use Xray Vision. It serves as a supplement to the assassin's arsenal of weapons, rather than a crutch that must be leaned on in order to make sense of the game. You don't need to use it. You can simply take a little more time to scope out the area, find out where the enemies are, the weak points in their defenses, who your target is, and if you get lost, you can just open up the map. In terms of immersion, which I'm kind of a snob for, it's explained why your character has this superpower. You weren't given a special cheat just because you're the player and the entire world needs to revolve around you. It makes sense, and it isn't intrusive in the moment-to-moment gameplay. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn is quite the opposite. Don't get me wrong, it's a good game, but to those of you that have also played it, my condolences to your thumbs, because I know they don't work anymore. The main character, Aloy, uses a futuristic device called a focus that allows her to scan her surroundings for interactable items through a sort of augmented reality vision. The problem is, the game is designed in a way that forces you to constantly spam the focus button so you don't miss anything, because it's not visually apparent whether or not an item is interactable. It's a chore to have to press R3 over and over every new place you go throughout a 40 to 50 hour game, and it really hurts the minute-to-minute gameplay experience. Rather than organically exploring what piqued my interest, I found myself constantly using the focus's vision ability and then just picking up all the things it highlighted and moving on. Horizon Forbidden West slightly fixed this issue by including an option to toggle interaction markers to always on, but the downside of this is that it can really clutter up your HUD in busier areas. While this is a decent compromise, it also highlights how dependent the devs were on the focus's Xray Vision in their world design. When playing without this feature turned on, Aloy will relentlessly verbally order you to use the focus. Maybe I should use the focus. Get stuck on something for 2.25 seconds? I think I should use the focus. Give me a break. Xray Vision here is less of a crutch and more like Atlas holding up the entire world and level design of this game. I'm not going to go so far as to call this lazy game design because Horizon's devs are anything but lazy. I mean, look at this game. But I will say that it isn't fun to explore this way. Building a game based on a skill-less mechanic like this greatly reduces player expression and negatively impacts challenges outside of combat, like puzzles. A counter-argument might be, if you don't like Xray Vision, then don't use it, which would in fact not address my first point and would only stand until you understood how people actually play games. In the real world, if you give someone a powerful tool, they will use it. Infinite money glitches are patched faster than almost any other bug because people will use them, and that damages the integrity of the game experience. In online games, players always gravitate towards the most broken or overpowered characters, weapons, and strategies. Back when I was playing Rainbow Six Siege, we would absolutely use whatever new glitch Ubisoft introduced during the latest patch if it helped us win, and so would the other team, and I don't blame them. People, me included, don't stop to think about the intended experience of a game. They use whatever is most powerful, they exploit glitches, and rightfully so. You shouldn't need to consciously nerf yourself by refusing to take advantage of things the devs put in the game. Adding in external difficulty like Nuzlocke runs in Pokemon are cool when that's what you specifically set out to do, but we shouldn't need to Nuzlocke Tomb Raider. All that to say is, people like efficiency. They like to optimize the way they play games. In Breath of the Wild, the optimal way to discover important things in the world is to run to whatever looks cool and explore it. In the Arkham games, love that series by the way, the optimal way to make sure you don't miss anything is to run around the stunning world with ugly detective mode on all the time. Xray Vision isn't fun and it hurts game design. And sure, I could just not use it. And I could also go driving without my glasses. But in either case, I'm not getting very far.